So hello students, we have seen basically concurrency control protocols until now, and we have seen basically log based protocols, and then we have seen timestamp based protocols. Now we are moving to recovery management. So what is, whenever we say in that rollback, we multiple times we have used the word rollback means rollback is necessary for maintaining the atomicity property. Atomicity means if some transaction has failed in between, then bring it to the original state. Original means before the start of the transaction, so it means we have to roll back all the operations from start to mid at the time of failure, because the transaction has not completed. So for that purpose, that is also known as recovery. So database is having a component known as recovery management system. So what again, recovery is performed using some protocols. So the important protocol is log based recovery and shadow paging recovery. So first we will see log based recovery. So log based recovery says that we use records. So we use some records for the purpose of maintaining the status of a transaction. So when we say some transaction starts, then we say then we put a log. It is kind of a record that we put in the along with before performing any operation. So before starting any operation, any transaction ti, we put a log ti start. So when we complete a transaction, we put a log ti commit. So ti x v1 v2, this is some generalized form of update log record. So this says that ti transaction, the data item x is updated, the old value is v1 and the new value is v2. So whenever a transaction performs any write operation, it is essential that log record for that write operation is created before database is modified, and these log records must be maintained in the stable storage. So this is important. These records are maintained in the stable storage, not in memory or temporary storage. Fine. So there are so these are type of the log records, three important, and then there are two important operations, undo and redo. So these are normally that we use in word. Undo means the last operation will be undo, and redo means the last operation that we have undone will be performed back. So there are log based recovery. There are two important methods. The first method is deferred db motor, database modification, and the second one is immediate database modification. So you can see immediate database modification. So first we will see deferred database modification. So it says that we record database modification in the log and defer execution of all write operation of all transaction until the transaction partially commits. So if you remember transaction state diagram, then I have told you the difference between partially commit and the commit state. So this deferred db modification follow that model. So until a transaction partially commits, no changes are made to database, only the not even in the memory, only the log records are updated and execution is deferred. When the transaction partially commits, then all the records associated within the log are used for executing the operation, actual writes operation. So prior to start of these updates, it is ensured that these log records are returned to stable storage. So you got it. So we are not performing actual update on the database, we are maintaining logs. These logs are stored in the stable storage. When the transaction partially commits, we actually start the modification to the database. Now what happened? This important thing here is this technique only require the new value of database, because the old value is not required. We need not to do any undo operation here. Only which operation is required? Only redo operation is required. Fine. So whatever, so like the transaction, assume that the transaction ti is partially committed. So fine, but now we will start with the ti start. We perform the modification. Now assume that the failure occurs in between. So our log records are in stable storage. Now we are performing the db modification, but assume that in between some failure occurs. Fine. So what we will do, we will do the so at between all these operation, all these database, whatever items we have changed are now failed. So after failure, what recovery subsystem do, it consults the log, it determines which transactions need to be redone. Fine. Sets the value of all data items updated by ti to a new value. Redo must be idempotent, means it is single, not half. It cannot be done in half. Fine. So after failure, recovery subsystem consult the log and determine which transactions need to be redone. Here we don't need undo because we have all the logs. We have the logs starting from start of the transaction to the commit of the transaction. So we do not need undo operation. We need redo operation. Fine. So if I say that A is updated to 250 and B is updated to 200, but after A is 250 it fails, then again we start with the again starting, then A will be updated to 250. So redo won't affect the, it is not adding, it is just doing the same value, changing the same value. Fine. Because we have all the logs, that's why we only do the redo operation, not the undo operation. We do undo when we have half of the records. So now take an example. So we have a transaction T0 and T1. T0 is my subtracting value 50 and B it is adding value 50 to B. Then T1 transaction subtracting from C value 100. So we have complete log of T0 start to T0 commit, T1 start to T1 commit. So assume, so I am written three cases. Case 1, failure after WB and before commit. So before commit, so no redo operation is required because this is before the commit operation. Fine. And there is no change in the database, so nothing is to be done, nothing is required to be done, and we don't have the complete log, so we don't do any redo. Now failure after WC. So after WC means T0 is fine, we don't have any problem with T0, we have all the records of T0. So we will do the redo of T0 and we will ignore T1. So failure after T1 commit, it means we have all the log records, so we will do redo of both. Now coming to immediate database modification. So in immediate database modification, we perform the modifications to the database while the transaction is still alive. So it is not following the TSM, transaction state diagram model. So uncommitted modifications may be there. So we update the log record with both old value and new value, because at the time of undo operation it will require both undo and redo. At the time of undo we need to replace the new value with the old value, that's why we need undo operation. Fine. But again in this case also it is ensured that log of write operation basically must be written before the actual modification of the database. So this is very important. So what is recovery method? Recovery says if a transaction TI needs to be undone if log contains the record TI start but not TI commit. So half, it means we have to undo it. But if second point, if it contains both, then we need to redo. Understand? Redo means we have to, because we have all the log records and transaction has completed partially, so we can do redo operation. Fine. So assume that this is a case T0 start. So I have explicitly put 3 points A, B and C. So we will see that T0 start, and before T0 commit there is a failure is point A, then failure after T0 commit and before T1 commit is B point, and then C is after. So in case A, what we will do? We will do the undo of T0, fine, because T0 has not, we don't have the full records of T0, we don't know what are the later operations, so we will do undo and bring it to the old main state, first state, that is atomicity. We are maintaining the atomicity, fine. Then case B, here at this point, what we need to do, we need to do redo of T0 and undo of T1. In case 3, we need to do redo of T0 and T1, fine. So now you got it. So checkpoints are important again to maintain the, to reduce the overhead. Checkpoints are like, it is a checkpoint. So in between we can put, system can periodically perform checkpoints which involve, like, we output all the log records from main memory to stable storage. We ensure all the operation corresponding to logs have been done as per the method, whatever is the method, defer or immediate. Output auto stable storage, a log record checkpoint. So so it is, what is the use of checkpoint? So assume that there is a, checkpoints are important when there are multiple transactions. So we have assumed that there are 4 transactions, T0, T1, T2, T3. So once the failure occurs, and before the failure there is no problem with T0 and T1, fine, they are already performed, they are already committed. So so the system will put a checkpoint after this. So what is this means? That we need not to, so when there is a failure, checkpoint after T1 means we need not to do anything with T0 and T1. It saves the overhead. We only need to do anything with T2 and T3. They are in some problem, but T0 and T1 are fine, because if there is a checkpoint after T0 and T1, so we need not to do anything before the checkpoint, or just we need to do, if some transaction is, a checkpoint is in between of some transaction, then we will just start with the most recent transaction, and all the previous transaction are perfectly fine. So checkpoints are just ensuring that everything before that is perfectly fine, and all the database and main memory, everything is updated, atomicity is followed, so no need to do anything. So next we will see shadow paging.